name is Rafael, you're watching Rock and Roll Garage, and today I'm going to tell you a really interesting story about the last time that David Coverdale had the chance to see Eddie Van Halen. But first, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. Well, Eddie Van Halen sadly passed away back in 2020 at the age of 65 after years battling cancer. And there's a really interesting story that David Coverdale, the Whitesnake vocalist, who also was the Deep Purple vocalist, had the chance to tell Eon Music in an interview a little bit after Eddie passed away. And he told a really interesting story that the last time he had the chance to see Eddie face to face was in London, and Jimmy Page was also there. And it was early in the morning. The three legendary rock stars sat down, talked, and drank. And I'm going to show you right now what Dave Coverdale said. This is a really, really interesting story. This is what he said to Eon Music. Edward, the last time I saw him, I was sitting in my hotel suite in London with Jimmy Page. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and we were just having a very elegant gentleman's cup of tea. Teapot and everything. And the door to my suite goes, and Michael McIntyre, my co-producer who was working with us, he gets up and opens the door, and his jaw hits the floor because he's like a total Van Halen fan. And Eddie goes, "Is David in?" And I wasn't under my own name. And Mikey walks in and he goes, "Oh, it's Van Halen." And Edward just pushes past and go, "Edward." And I go, "Edward, how are you doing?" And he goes, "All right, great to see you." "Oh, Jimmy Page." And well, first off, he goes to my mini bar immediately at 10 o'clock in the morning and takes a fucking Heineken out. And he's at Jimmy's feet. And he picks up my acoustic. And he's like, "How did you play this fucking thing?" You know, it's amazing. I had Eddie Van Halen and Jimmy Page sitting there, and Eddie had a Heineken, and Jimmy and I had a cup of tea. So, I mean, when I read that a few years ago, I just, it's just a fantastic moment. Can you believe the three of them just sitting there, Jimmy and David having a cup of tea, and Eddie drinking beer early in the morning? And I mean, it's just an incredible moment that these three incredible, fantastic musicians had together. And sadly, it was the last time that David Coverdale had the chance to see Eddie Van Halen face to face. As you probably know, David and Jimmy Page are very good friends. They had the Coverdale Page project in the 90s, that incredible record that came out of it. And Eddie was a big fan of both of them. He really respected Jimmy Page, although he said that especially in the beginning of his career, that he felt like Jimmy Page was a little bit sloppy when playing live. And this is something that many people said who had the chance to see Jimmy Page playing live back in the 70s, especially with Led Zeppelin, that he was a little bit sloppy when playing live, according to people, that he wouldn't play things exactly like they were in the albums, the perfect albums he produced. And it's really nice to know that those three were friends, or at least they liked each other and they had the chance to see each other from time to time. If you want to read more and read this entire interview he gave to Eon Music, you can go to the description, visit the article I wrote about. There you can find a link to it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment, okay? If you want to see more videos about Eddie Van Halen, you can go to the description. You can see the video we did about the guitarists that he said were sloppy, that he believed were sloppy, and many other interesting Eddie Van Halen videos, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, as I said, and visit rockandrollgarage.com. Thank you for watching, and I see you later.